Hi, I'm Michelle Bege with a look at what's happening in Latin America now. But first, our news trivia. Which country in South America refused to install a gender-neutral bathroom for an international summit it will soon be hosting? We'll have the answer later. Panama is the latest country in Latin America to be experiencing a revolt from its citizens over the rising cost of living. Protests have been held across the country for more than 2 weeks now. Demonstrators created roadblocks, including one on the Pan American Highway, which connects Panama to Central America. The country is facing high prices for fuel, food, and medicine. Gas prices have gone up nearly 50% since January, and one protester said the cost of food is higher than what is earned. The government is currently in talks with leaders of the protests, but demands have not been met. Haiti is being rocked by deadly gang violence. Close to 100 people have been killed in the nation's capital, Port-au-Prince, in the last 2 weeks alone. The bloodshed is causing many to flee the country. The international community has stepped in to try and alleviate the unrest. The UN Security Council called on UN members to stop the trade of small weapons and ammunition to those not affiliated with the Haitian government. Violence in Haiti has skyrocketed since last year, when the country's president was assassinated. Now let's check in with my colleague Joel Richards from Argentina, who is following the anniversary of the AMIA bombing in Buenos Aires.
A renewed call for justice this week, 28 years after a terror attack in Buenos Aires killed 85 people and injured hundreds. This was the first memorial in 2 years to be held in person outside the AMIA, the Jewish Cultural Center in the Argentine capital, where a car bomb exploded on the 18th of July 1994. Victims' organizations still seek answers. The investigation has failed. This week, an Argentine judge renewed Interpol capture warrants for Iranian suspects, and Buenos Aires continues its demand that Tehran allows the Argentine justice to question those suspects. Argentina is home to the largest Jewish community in Latin America. They remember the names of the victims this week. Nearly 3 decades on, there are still only questions over what happened and anger at the failure of the investigation. There has not been a single prosecution for responsibility in the attack to date.
Now let's take a look at what stories we're following for next week. First, a Mexican drug lord has been captured and is in the process of being extradited to the U.S. for a crime committed back in 1985. Drug lord Rafael Caro Quintero was condemned for the torture and killing of DEA agent Enrique Kiki Camarena 37 years ago. Kiki was the first DEA agent murdered in the U.S. agency's history. The narco kingpin Quintero was let out of jail in 2013, but the U.S. quickly ordered him to be recaptured, making him the most wanted man in the U.S. Now, 9 years later, he's finally been detained. Second, we're keeping our eye on another extradition news story. This one involves a celebrity designer from Colombia. Nancy Gonzalez's luxury brand is known for the use of exotic skins in its accessories, like crocodile and python. The company's purses have been exhibited and sold in several luxury stores. But the designer is now accused of running a smuggling operation, bringing many more handbags into the U.S. than were authorized for sale. If convicted for illegal smuggling and conspiracy, she could face a total of 25 years in prison and $1 million in fines. And now the answer to our news trivia. The answer is A. Peru's right-wing party, which currently dominates Congress, initially rejected a request from the Organization of American States to install at least one gender-neutral bathroom when it hosts the General Assembly. The bathroom dispute has since been reportedly resolved. The General Assembly is a gathering of foreign ministers from across the hemisphere. This year, it will be held in Lima in early October. And that's it for this week. We'll see you again soon on Latin America Now.